Well, hopefully you can see me. It's raining a little bit, and so there might be a bit of rain on the screen, but I've just traipsed over a big long field with all my tackle. It's not normally so bad. I normally travel pretty light on this river. I'm on the River Cherwell, and it's the last weekend of the river season. But I brought my keep net this time, and this has been the heaviest thing. A big bucket of ground bait, and that is all my maggots and casters and hemp and stuff in there as well. That weighs a ton, but that's not coming back with me, because I doubt I'll be fishing again after today. The reason I've come here is I've had a little rove along this stretch. First time I fished it actually, and the weather was horrific, but I found one swim where I was getting bites, and I caught a great big roach, and then I just missed 5 or 6 bites and sadly had to pack up. But it was a big roach, and it made me realise that this might be where the roach have been hiding, because they've certainly been missing on all the other bits of the Cherwell I've been fishing. So the swim's really awkward. I'm between 2 trees, and I tried to fish a feeder and a bomb, and running a big heavy sort of Avon style float down, and it just wasn't right. It's crying out for a pole. The hardest thing is getting your pole tackle to the peg, but I've traipsed across the field. I'm here nice and early. The weather's not going to be great. It's going to be 20-mile-an-hour winds and all sorts. So, but I'm hopefully tucked away a little bit. But yeah, I'm going to feed some ground bait. The river's up and coloured now. We had a load of overnight rain. Last 2 days we've had some rain, so it's not ideal conditions. I'd like to be fishing bread now, but it's just that's out the window now. It's going to be ground bait, maggots, pinkies, and yeah, and we'll see how we get on. But I'm itching to get started. I'm hoping if I can catch 5 or 6 big roach, then I'll be more than happy. I don't know what's in this bit really, but that one roach has given me the impetus to come and try and fish it with a pole. And like I say, it's going to be my last session. I'll be home before lunchtime, so yeah, I've got to make the most of it. I've just brought a selection of river rigs, mostly heavy wire stem ones. If you can see that, that's me Bunbury book. And yeah, so I'm not quite sure what to fish, to be honest. 1.5 grams. Well, there's a rogue pinky in there. Don't want that getting away, do we? We'll set up 1 gram and 1.5 grams to begin with. I've got lighter things. I've got these are my flat floats, which I store on winders by themselves. So I've got all sorts to play around with, but I'm just going to fish 1 gram and 1.5 grams, I think, to start with, and we'll see how we get on. We might want to go lighter, might want to go heavier, but it's normally a good rule of thumb to start off around that sort of size. It's going to be about 6 foot. It has come up a little bit, as I expected, but yeah, until I start plumbing up. It seemed quite clean when I was fishing a feeder on here, until I got to this tree right at the bottom, and there's a low raft of crap down there. Kept the float, when I was running my bolo rig down there, it kept going under and coming back with sticks. So so it seems to be a bit of a crap trap, shall we say. But yeah, so, and bait wise, I'll show you what we've got. This ever so slippy here, ever so slippy. So I probably bought too much ground bait, but I mixed it and I thought, sod it, might as well bring it all. If I suddenly decide to move swims, we can then, can't we? So I've got some pinkies in there. I've got a bit of hemp in there, and I've got some worms, which I'll put on the subs bench for now. Maggots, just red and white maggots, some casters in there, and then this, lots and lots of heavy ground bait. I don't know if you can see that big bucket full of it. So and it's nice, heavy, claggy. I've already mixed it up. It's dynamite roach and Jon Arthur, I call it, which is soil out of my garden, and it should be nice and heavy and go straight down. That's the plan. I'm going to feed almost in front of me because it's so narrow. I don't know if you can see, it's probably 13 meters wide, so I'm fishing quite beefed up today. Heavier elastics than I'm fishing. Going to fish like an 8 to 10 elastic when I normally fish a 6 to 8 or a 4 to 6, and I'm going to feed directly in front because I haven't got to. I can only go as far as that tree. This camera probably makes it look further away than it is, so I'm going to start running at the top and run it down to there, and that's my trot. That's why I think this peg lends itself to pole fishing. So But yeah, that's the plan anyway. I'm going to cup it all in, I'm not going to throw it. So it's all nice and accurate. I might have a short and a long line. That's going through my head. Until I plumb up, I won't know. But yeah, that's the plan anyway. Let's get rigged up. Well, I think that was wishful thinking with a gram float, so I've quickly popped that back in the tub. I'm going to fish 1.5 grams and 3 grams. I've got a 4 gram in the box, and I've got fat floats in the box as well, but I think 1.5 grams as my light rig and a 3 gram as my starting rig will be good. It's 7 foot at 10 meters, and it's 8 foot, just a top 3, a long top 3 to hand. So they're going to be my 2 swims, and it looks a little bit higgledy-piggledy, the bottom. I'm catching the bottom quite a lot, but hopefully we can find a little run through and concentrate a bit with a ground bait. Hook wise, I don't know if you can see that, I've tied up, I've got some 18 MXB2s to 010, that's on my light rig, and I'm going to fish a 16 to 012 on my heavy rig. We'll see. Hopefully they should be able to tolerate quite thick lines and everything, and I've got a, you know, I could have got chub or anything in this peg, but primarily I'm trying to catch roach, maybe some dace or whatever it's about. But if there's a rogue chub, I've got a fighting chance, but we might have to step it right up if I start coming amongst the chub. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that, it's ever so slippy, so I've got to be pretty careful. I'm set back further than I'd like, but right, the one thing I have stupidly forgotten is another bowl to put my balls of ground bait in. So I'm just going to mix them all up in my bucket to kick off with. Put a few pinkies, a few casters in, and some hemp, just heavy particles, things that are going to stay in the peg. Yeah, I'm going to mix all that in a bit, just in the top layers. I'd normally have an extra bowl or 2 with me, but anyway, I'm just going to cup in 2 balls short. They're very, very wet, what I class as claggy, these balls. Oh, I'm going to go straight down. I don't want them too round either, I want them slightly flat. I'm going to put 2 balls short, and then I'll probably cup in 6 long. So we'll cup in those 2 short first, we'll start there. And they're really heavy and wet, they are, so nice. And I'm just going to pop them in. What I'm going to do, just to make sure I'm in the right spot, I want them slightly downstream on where my float is. So what I'm going to do is run my rig in and then cup in over my float, just so I know I'm in the right spot, because on this short line you can be a bit inaccurate. I don't fish it, I want it about there. So the next one I want about there again. Yeah, it's just slightly downstream. If you have a very short run through on this sort of length, I can always add another section going further, but it's a bit snaggier further. So that's my two balls on the short line, and that's literally a long top kit to hand. And the next swim is just 10 meters. I've got a nice shadow, I like that stump opposite. I don't know if you can see that stump opposite, but I've got a nice shadow there. So we'll make, what should we make, five balls, and we can always keep topping up, can't we? It's so coloured, I'm sure they don't mind a bit of ground bait going on their head. They're not going to see it. But I want to get bites to start with, so I'll put one there. I just want nice heavy balls that are going to stay on the bottom and go straight down. I can't afford anything to come off them. I mixed this up last night and just wetted it up a little bit more first thing this morning with the drill, with a drill whisk. And we'll try that. I tell you what, we'll just put 4 in to start with. No, let's put 5 in. I said 5, I'm going to stick with 5. I used to be indecisive. I think I'm alright now. Right, clean my hands. The other thing I normally have is a nice bowl of water to wash my hands. You can see how claggy all the soil and everything coming off that mix. Nice, isn't it? Wah, proper man's fishing. Right. Sorry to all the ladies out there. You know what I mean. Right, so downstream, level with that stump. Bump. One. It's nice. What am I? Yeah, 10 metres. And I've got my 11 metre section and even my 13 metre section to add, potentially. I'm not going to have them all down the same hole. Because my rig's never going to be going down the same hole, so quite a bit of an area. Chop this one a little bit, a foot shorter. I think the river's going to get up and get more fierce as we fish, so I want everything down. Feed this one a little bit further upstream. Whoop. And to start with, I'm not going to loose feed either. I can't see any point. I just think it's going to bosh straight out the peg. I can always bait drop maggots and things if I need to. Right. Whew. Right. Let's start. Right, first drop in. And fish, just put a single maggot on. Single red maggot on a 16. And just see what we can catch. Got double maggot, double pinky, caster potentially. But we'll see how we get on with this. Probably look a chub first. Chub now, you watch. It'd be nice to get a bite pretty quick. Surprising actually, it's a foot deeper closer in than it is where I thought it'd be deeper. I've just got to get my rig shotted right as well. I'll probably need another number 12 on that just to get it sitting nicer. But that's alright. It might be too close for me to catch here, but you never know, because of that depth and the colour and everything. There might be a few fish hanging around. I'm going to get a few sort of false bites with it dragging bottom and that. The bottom's a bit uneven and horrible. Yeah, that's what I said at the bottom of the peg. Crap. Lots of crap. So we've caught a stickfish. I've got to be careful of this tree above me, but it's the only place I can sit. It's just touching me. Let's go straight in with 2 pinkies. Good floodwater bait. It's almost semi-flood conditions this. Double pinky. But yeah. I level with that overhanging tree below me is just full of rubbish, so we'll have 10 runs through here and then we'll go on that longer line. Hopefully we'll catch some fish. I say I'm not expecting to have a roach or chucker. This isn't that sort of river. If I can catch half a dozen nice roach, that'll be mega, you know, or a couple of dace or whatever. You know, that's all I'm really expecting. I'm not expecting a lot more, especially, unfortunately, the weather just in the last 2 days has gone horrific with wind and rain and all sorts. We'll see if something will have a snap. I say I've got a flat float on standby. Well, I've got a big box of flat floats in the base of my box that might come into play if we want to nail it over those balls I've potted in. Just see if we can get a bite on this. I'll put 2 maggots on next, I think. I'm just at depth at the moment. I just wanted to see what the state of the bottom was with dragging under. I'm pretty quickly thinking about fishing over depth a little bit and edging it through, but I don't want to do that until I've established what the bottom's like. So yeah, let's deepen up a few inches and put 2 maggots on. Which fish am I getting? This 16 to 0 might be a bit fierce, but I am a little bit anxious about the big fish potential in this river. It's more of a specimen water than you don't see many people doing what I'm doing on here. I don't think I've ever seen anyone fishing like this on here. It's not to say they don't. It's a very, you know, you just tucked out the way on this river. There could be someone around the corner and you wouldn't know about it. I'm sure a lot of people choose nicer rivers than this to fish last weekend of the season, but this is my local river and we're still on lockdown, so I haven't got a lot of choice, and because it is my local river, I'm just curious about it. You know, I know it's a hard river, I know there's otters on it, I've seen cormorants last few times. There we are. Oh, a little roach. Whee, double red maggot, and that's it. I fished over depth. Nice, there we are. First fish on the river. Mega. Oh well, that's it then. That's all I need to know. I'm gonna have a good day. If I've caught that close in, hopefully we'll catch some bigger ones. I say I've got enough ground bait to attack it, but I didn't know if I was going to get a bite, to be honest. I'm here on a whim, really. I was questioning my sanity when I got up at 5 o'clock this morning. So, oh, that's brilliant anyway. Nice positive bite, double maggot on a 16. That looked a bit bitey as well. Maybe dragging. It's not a lot of finesse in this. It's a boily, flooded, semi-flooded sort of river where it's up and coloured. It's not flooded as such, but it's up and coloured, and it's got pace on it anyway. Just trying to slow it down a little bit. That's like the hot spot there. I think that's just dragging bottom. So I've just got to shuffle the depths a little bit, and I've got to keep an eye on the depth as well. This river's going to come up, so I'm on a big floodplain here anyway. But where there's one little roach, you know there's more, so we might have to keep plopping little balls in. That was a bite. Oh, he come off. Bumped him. Mega. Let's go back to a single. Also, I'm well happy. I've caught a roach and I've bumped one. I'm not happy that I've bumped him, but I'm happy that there's fish straight away. We'll fish this for 20 minutes, but I'm quite itching to get on that longer line as well. I'm sure that's where most of the action will come from today, but you never know. Just edging it through, nice. With that size of fish, I'm already thinking maybe I should go back down to an 18 and 010 actually. Oh, that was a bit of a bite. Go on. That's the furthest of my... But both those bites have come right over where I think my ground bait is, so that's good. So there are roach in this river. This river is one of the best looking rivers I've seen, but it's so sparsely populated with fish. But a bit of colour certainly gives them a bit of confidence to feed. Alright, this one's going to go under, I think. Should catch one more fish and then I'm going to put the 18 on. That's a bite. Oh, what's that? That looks like a dace. Yeah, a dace. That's what I thought I might have bumped actually, the way it fought. So we've got a dace as well. And I'm on the 3 gram rig. I'm not even sure if that 1.5 rig will come into play at the moment, the way it's going through. If it cuts any pace here, I won't hesitate to put my 4 gram rig on. But I literally brought just a handful of river rigs rather than my usual stacks of rigs that I take to my matches. So I've just had to pick a selection. I'm glad I picked out these bigger floats. If it was a bit lower and clearer, I'd just have almost like little strung out rigs, little airy fairy floats. They might already want a ball of ground bait, but it's not a match. I'm doing it purely for pleasure. I think there's resident fish around this area, so we'll just keep plopping a ball in now and again. I'm not going to push it, not at the moment anyway.
think I'm fishing a bit fierce, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the 010 and an 18 hook back on. There's a red kite there. Look at that red kite, can you see him? Alright, and this is just putting an 18 to 010. I might as well show you the rest of the rig whilst I'm at it. I've just got number 8 droppers, 3 number 8s. This is probably the bottom, what we're going to say that is 2 foot, bottom 2 foot, 20 inches to 2 foot. And a nice tungsten olivet, some more number 8s under there. I can bring down if I need to, and some trimming shot above it. And that's it. That's on it's on 014 line, 010 hook length. And I've actually got, I'm not going to use my puller kit, I don't expect, but I'm using 8 to 10 slick and 3 gram Desky Aberville, and I've got a gram and a half, exactly the same, all the same, and that's also got number 8 droppers. Might have number 9 droppers on that one, but pretty much the same. So yeah, I'm already thinking about plopping a ball of ground bait in, because I only put 2 balls in, but I'm going to have a quick look on the long line first. This might be the only spot we catch. Yeah, that's exactly what happened with the last one, so that's a stick. That's pretty much what I lost last chuck, I think. So there's a lot of rubbish in this river, unfortunately. Let's swing it out that way. Bosh it down, there we are, and that should be over the ball. I've potted in about now. Like I say, I've got a very short window of opportunity here before I hook some rubbish, I think. I know there's fish about, so I'll just keep plopping balls in. But I'm not going to attack it just yet. Don't want to ruin the day before I start, because I've got nowhere to go if I'm stuck. There's not many pole fishable pegs really on this bit. This peg just screams pole fishing to me. Most of them scream animal chub gear. Wild rapids and things. So no bites at all on that. That's a single white maggot on an 18. So the 2 fish we've had have both been on double red. At first look on this 10 metre line, I drop it in upstream of where I fed those balls. I just get the rig working right before it goes anywhere near those balls. There we are, we're over the balls now. Caught one berry. A lot faster there. This might be a bit too fast there today. I'll have a look. I'm fishing, well, I've put the rig about 4 inches deeper than the swim, but we can go much further and really edge it through if we have to. But we'll steepen up once we know how snaggy it is. I think it's only going to get faster and deeper and more hostile conditions, I think. But I know there's big roach here because I had one on 3 discs of bread. Right, let's go a lot deeper now. Basically, same depth as here. I'm going to fish a foot over depth now and edge it through. Got to really hold on to it now, else it's just going to keep dragging under and catching the bottom. Come on. That looked a bit bitey. Yeah, we're in. Definitely wanted it over depth and edge through. Feels a bit bigger. What we got? Nice roach again. Mad, isn't it? Fish like that's being out in that flow. Branch is just a little bit awkward there above my head. There we are. Best fish so far. Bad 'un. snaffled those. Yeah, mega. Whoa, upstream winds. Pretty naughty now. That's not pleasant. Oh, like a bite. No. Ah. Snag. That's a fish or something very heavy in the flow. Not doing anything. What have we got here? That'll be a great big stick or something. Oh, I thought we had something monstrous then. What have we got? Ah. That was an awesome bite. It's either a mussel or a rock. Wow, look at that. That put up an awesome fight. I thought I'd got a barbel or something the way it was going and staying where it was. And it oh dear. So that might be the problem. It's quite gravelly out there and we might just be catching on that. I've actually pushed my dropper shot up. I've pushed my dropper shot right up now, so I'm fish flapping around sort of a 10-inch hook length. I caught that rock on double pinky if anyone's interested. Hell of a bite, ever such a rough bit of rock. More like a bit of tarmac. Oh, that upstream wind is really bad now, that's not helping at all. Thing is, I've come out and fished a maggot feeder on this peg and it just wasn't great. Getting a few little taps that letting me know there were fish there, but it wasn't great. So I thought, I know, I'll come back with a float gear. I'm itching to feed again now. Now I've established it's not solid, but there are some fish about. So that's nice. We've got something to work at. God, there's a lot of rubbish on the bottom. Never stick. Oh, that one came off. I'm going to go one more big ball. See what happens on that, and then we'll top up the other line and do the same. I'm going to go straight on it. Fishing quite a bit over depth and edging it through. It's a little bit steadier on this inside. So this might be the best swim. There they are, they've rocked up now. Unbelievable. Oh, I've actually lassoed it. Lassoing rocks. Another good bite. Oh dear. That was a bite. Let's check that. Okay, edging it through. Oh yeah, look at that, it's been smashed. Yeah, oh, that's a better one. A roach or a dace? Looks like a dace to me. Nice big dace. Yeah, oh, that's a nice dace, isn't it? As I said on the last one, happy dace are here again. Oh yeah. I hope to catch a few dace today. Double pinky. I say I'm probably 18 inches over depth now. And really holding on to it. I'm still contemplating putting a big flat float on. But I've just put a flat float on. I thought I'll have a quick look. And it's gone straight away with a big roach. Well, we'll have a look at that. I've literally just put it up. This is my first drop. It's been in there 4 seconds. Can't believe it. Great big roach on the flatty. So they are there, just not been presented to them right. Nailed it. Lovely big roach. I know they're bigger than that in here as well. Mega. Right, I'll show you the rig before we go back in. Double maggot 16. That's 013. Sorry, 012 hook length. I've got a string of number 8s. If it was a big lobworm or a dendro or something, I'd just bulk them all down. But a string of number 8s, an inch apart. And then this is a really crude rig. Whenever I go big, I just put big shot on rather than big olivet, because I can add and subtract shot. These are pinched onto fine silicon. That's a 3 swan shot, 2 swan shot and a swan shot. 3 SSG, 2 SSG, 1 SSG. And I've got some extra small bits of fine silicon there. I don't know if you can see that, but that's for pinching extra shot on as well if I want to go over depth. I've got 10 to 12 slick elastic. It's a big heavy float. You've got to strike through it. You don't know what you're going to hook. And then I've got a 6 gram Caluso torpedo flat float. Hopefully you can see that. 6 gram torpedo flat float. And this is on 023 line, because it's I generally use this for big fish, you know, chub and eels and tench and things. And the actual float rubbers is old hollow pole elastic rather than silicon, because it's all the strange angles a flat float makes. I just think it's more durable. But that's awesome. I thought I'd just drop it. I'm fishing a foot over depth, really nailing it, and it's just gone straight away over that with a big roach. So they are there, I've just not been presented to them right, which I kind of felt, which is why I've got off my box, put this on. The 1.5 rig's gone away. I've just got the 3 gram rig and this now. So let's just bosh it in close again. It's sitting lovely. That's just above the balls there. It just went straight away. You think it'd do it, and I've done it, and I've caught a big roach straight away. Relatively big. There's just that wind. I've not got a spray bar or a foot plate or anything. There you go. I think it's too windy anyway, but it's just there's no way I could carry. There's no way I could carry a foot plate and a spray bar across all the fields to this swim today. So we're just going to make do and just try and hold it. It's sitting there really nice. I'm just holding it. I've just added my number 4 section now, so I'm just holding it there nicely now. Much more comfortable to hold it just on the join of the 3 and the 4. That's nailed right over. Can't just catch one on this, surely there's more. Interesting day already. River's starting to boil a bit more as well. Typical rising river. Put half a worm on. Absolutely sailed away. Too much rubbish coming down today, unfortunately. Really thought that was a fish. I'm just locking it in against my leg. At this sort of range, a spray bar would be better, but locking against your leg is working, and it's staying nice and stationary anyway. It's getting ridiculous now with the amount of branches that are coming down. That's a big one. Must be not very pleasant for the fish down there with all this coming down. I mean, that's floating down on the bottom as well. That was on the bottom. Right where I've been catching. Oh, what a day. I'm also going to top up my short line. I've given up on the long line at the moment, purely because the conditions are just worsening all the time. But, and the flow's getting up, and it's just a bit horrible. So I know I'm going to catch a few branches, plenty of them today, but there might be some fish amongst them as well, so we'll see. There you are, I'm catching everything today. Reggie the crayfish. Just what you want. Now we got another one. A little one. I don't know. Peg full of crayfish. He's in the leg. So just a flat float, I always take the top rubber off first, and then we'll just push it up another good 6 inches. Just so really try and pin it now. Really try and pin it on the bottom now. There's a few more branches coming down around me, crashing in. So we've almost just got the bulk, just a few inches above the bottom now, I'm imagining. And then the whole of the hook length and all the droppers like a chain on the bottom. Trying to create a bit more of a static presentation. 20-mile-an-hour winds, but feels more like 40 mile an hour at the moment. Not sure if I can manage much more of this. I've caught a few fish and a couple of crayfish, a couple of rocks, plenty of sticks. Blown the cobwebs away, that's for sure. We've got a log or a bit of bark. And now we've got the rain and the hail. I'm sure there's an odd fish there still. I think the river has got more coloured and more pacey as I've been fishing, but I'm sure there's a fish there. Nice roach. Even more over depth now. Again, see that? Maggot and a pinky. Both smashed. I was playing with it for a while, I let it develop. They definitely want some line on the bottom now. They're in the full, well, I must be 40-50 centimetres over depth really now. So basically that big bulk's just above the surface, and that's the only way they're having it, sort of decked, just like nailed, right over where I balled it though. They just don't want to move in bait today. They want it edged through ever so slowly, or held right back hard on the flat float. Nice, it's interesting sort of technical fishing really. What a day. Still nice to be beside the river getting a few bites. It's worse places to be, aren't there? Oh lad, he'll do, isn't he? Small one. Nice catching these on a flat float. Another crayfish. So let's just see if we can ring the dinner bell a bit. I'm going to rely on this shorter line. Just actually hit the float. Do make some happen. See if we can't drag something in. I've not put loads of bait in it, in those balls.
There's not loads of fish there. There we are. That'll work. Nice roach. Amazing, isn't it? Never ceases to amaze me. Throwing in all out. Look at that, absolutely smashed double pinky. Actually, that was a red maggot and a pinky. Let's try that again. Maybe I should have attacked it from the off, but you just don't know. I was expecting to just feed a ball and just regularly feed a ball, but that's not worked. Every time I've cooked in, it's not really had the response. But that just has, hasn't it? Caught a roach straight away. Chucking half a dozen baby's heads in. Yes. What have we got here? Oh! Another nice roach. There's a few in here then. Oh yes. Look what we got here. Oh, nice chunky roach again. That's going a little bit further over depth over those balls. Oh yeah. I think we'll end on him. What do you reckon? Well, there we are. That's my last river roach of the season. Not a bad one to end on. And it's been a tough day, a windy day, crayfish, wind, sticks, stones, and having to fish a flat float, and but catching fish like that is well worth spending a few hours on the river for that, isn't it? Hope you all appreciate this video. It's been hard work, but we got there in the end, caught some fish, and interesting fishing, because not many people will traipse over all these fields with a pole tackle, and but for me it's been worth it. I've enjoyed it. So yeah, anyway, I'll see you on the bank again sometime soon. Don't forget to click like and subscribe. It all really helps. And yeah, thanks everyone for all your support. I only brave these elements for you guys, honest.